Hi, my name is Karina Akido. I'm the managing editor of Canadian Auto Dealer, and I'm here with the TradeX team, a B2B global automotive trading platform, and we'll get more into that in a moment. So I'm here with Ryan Davidson and Luciano Butera. Now, maybe one of you can actually, we'll start with Ryan. You can kind of discuss the company in a nutshell. I understand you're expanding into Canada and the US. So maybe you can give us some details about what the company has to offer and why Canadian dealers should care.
Sure. Thanks, Karina. So TradeX is really a two-sided B2B automotive trading platform that connects buyers and sellers with an end-to-end full-stack solution to trading vehicles on a global scale. So kind of going in the evolution of wholesale distribution, starting with kind of bricks and mortar car auctions, moving into kind of digitizing that with online bidding software. The most recent auctions are digital, and TradeX really just takes that to another level, allowing buyers and sellers in different countries to transact. And we handle all of the kind of fragmented services in the middle that go into getting that car from one market to another.
Now, I understand that the company's kind of secured some capital growth, which is really good news. What does that mean for our dealers here as well?
Well, until we were able to secure the capital, we couldn't actually officially launch the platform. In order for a transaction to take place, TradeX actually pays the seller day one and finances the buyer during the finance period, if you will. So for that reason, and including paying out the seller in their local currency and local tax or VAT, depending on the country, it's quite a capital intensive company and business model. So what it means is that we can now officially launch. We can give Canadian dealers the access to a global network of buyers, thus giving them the ability to capitalize on arbitrage opportunities that are either driven predominantly by currency, but also supply and demand inefficiencies on a global scale.
Great. And so are there any specific targets you have in mind for this year? Anything in the pipeline? Like, what are you really envisioning for 2021 for this company?
Yeah, so 2021 for us is really about launching and opening up Canada as a country of export. That's our main focus. We're going to allow Canadian dealers to sell first to US buyers. That'll be the first phase. And phase two will come by likely, which we will begin to onboard a global network of buyers, which we have. And given my history in global export, we have quite a tremendous book of buyers around the world. But basically, as we continue through the year, TradeX will become kind of exponentially more valuable for Canadian dealers as we begin to onboard more buyers in different markets around the world.
Great. So I'm actually curious to know, how did the idea to start this company come about? I mean, was it the pandemic? Was it something else?
No, this started long before the pandemic. My background, I've been in the car business my whole life, my family over 100 years in Canada. I was in, software, subprime business, retail, wholesale. Most recently prior to TradeX, I set up a kind of a trading company and export company that had operations in Canada, US, and Mexico, and was selling vehicles wholesale to dealers in various countries around the world, Europe, Middle East, Southeast Asia, Africa, et cetera. And it was really through, that experience, I very quickly realized that cross-border trade was a tremendous, annual volume, and there was really no platform to facilitate or to support that type of trade. You had traders that were leveraging letter of credit to finance vehicles, an instrument that was created 80 years ago for gold and soybean traders on boats. So just really lacking support, lacking data, a lot of asymmetric information sharing, very disconnected services, a huge lack of trust, and just realizing that there was a much bigger offline market that could be supported by a global marketplace that could add liquidity, compliance, and support. I believe was hugely needed in the business. So came up with the idea, and 3 years later, here we are.
Well, the timing couldn't be better, that's for sure. In that case, I would say if you or Luciano have any advice, parting words that you'd like to leave with dealers, something they can look forward to, anything they can expect as well, other than what you already mentioned?
So, Karina, if I could add, I think it's an extraordinary opportunity for Canadian dealers to take advantage of our global platform. We have a analytical software that's powered by algorithms and AI machine learning, which really tells a Canadian dealer the best marketplace to sell their vehicle. So with that, I think that's a tremendous opportunity to localize a global market for them and bring the global automotive trade to the next step, which is beyond our borders and letting a dealer reach way past what they're normally accustomed to.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much to the both of you for taking the time to do this interview. And I wish you and your families and your teams good health and safety during this period. And best of luck moving forward.
Thanks, Karina. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.